Hey guys, so excuse me for my crazy hair. I was absolutely just playing around with my makeup. There's a palette from, how do you call it, Morphe, that I was kind of in between giving it away, and I was like, okay, let me give it a go because I kind of forgot what it was all about. I'll just show it to you for a moment. So playing with it, I got this look, and I was like, yeah, this palette ain't going nowhere. I was really surprised because usually I got it for the purples, but purples are really difficult colors. And Morphe also, I have no issues with them. The pigmentation is there, but a lot of times, like the big palettes, there's so many tones that look different in the pan. But when I apply them on the eye, they just kind of look the same. So I don't need that in my life. But I got this one. So this one, 35p. So I love mauves and cool tones. So it looks beautiful, doesn't it? All the purples. But again, I got burned by Morphe a lot of times. Again, nothing bad, but kind of, I like each pan to actually look different on my eye, not just the swatch or in the pan. So I was like, all right. And I love this. Like, and plus there's a few other products that they're not new to me, but they just don't sit well with the way that they're supposed to be used. So I'm kind of like using them in a different way and seeing if that works before they end up in my trash. But kind of, this is the look. It's cute, isn't it? I like it. Plus my friend is like, show me how you're doing your night, evening, going out makeup. So this is kind of it. And I love it. I love purples and burgundies. I mean, yes, I love my browns and neutrals, but if I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, it's going to be burgundies and deep, deep purples. I love those. And this is like, so I'm excited. So, all right, so let me show you what I'm going to be doing. There's a few palettes that I was kind of like shopping my stash that I'm using for this look as well, which is really exciting. I love this, like, all right, so let's begin. I hope I remember what to do. All right, so my dilemma was these three shades. They kind of look different in the pan, not a lot, but I was afraid they're just gonna look the same on the eye, and they weren't. And then what shades were I working with? Then I went with this one, then this one, and then towards the end, this very, very bright, and this one on the lid. Okay, so I'm not gonna be like showing every time I apply it, so just kind of roll with me. So I have this little thing to kind of clean up the brush. In between, I am working with only 4 brushes. So this one is Morphe. I love their brushes. Man, I love Morphe brushes. M441. I love it. It's big, it's fluffy, like the way it applies any eyeshadow just diffuses it in a minute. So kind of makes your work so much less hard. So I didn't even really prime the eyelid much. I have like a priming powder from Sephora that I got a while ago because it's not like I'm going anywhere and this needs to last on my eye. All right, and then just kind of like I kind of went in and I was more testing the shades that there actually are deeper. So I went from the lighter one into the darker one, kind of, you know, just all around. I was literally just testing them kind of to see what I can actually make out of them. I wasn't upset, obviously. And then, yeah, a little bit more with this kind of tone, just on the outer to start kind of the darkening process, deepening of the corner, or however you guys want to call it. All right, so then, so this one, where is it from? Oh, Coastal Scents is another really good brand, very, very cheap. And they have really good eyeshadows and brushes. This is like, you know, like brushes for like $1 or $2. So this is more of a pan. You see like how it's more of a pan versus just big and poofy and fluffy. So I am using this shape for my benefit. So now I'm gonna go into a darker tone just on one side. You see this is the color, there's nothing on this side. And then the way I'm gonna apply it is kind of as you would apply like the same line of eyeliner. So I suck with eyeliners. I'm not your girl for eyeliners. I have a lot of friends that do like crazy beautiful things. major fail. But I can do kind of the concept with eyeshadows a little bit better. So just kind of go in with that shade a little bit less so it doesn't get all crazy. And same thing, like I kind of bring it and kind of towards the eyelash, smoke it out. Again, I was literally just playing with it, just seeing like what I can do. And then I kind of figured out that this is really helpful for me for a certain thing that I'll explain in a minute. So kind of creating this, you see how it's kind of going like that? It's not gonna stay like this, obviously. But because I have, not droopy, but like heavy eyelids, and when you apply an eyeshadow and then you want to buff it out, it's usually windshield motion. So when you're going like this, you end up with the shadow going downwards. So when you have eyelids like me, it just brings your eyelids even lower. You actually want to pull it up. And this movement is very unnatural for me. So creating borders that I can literally see where my kind of brush needs to stop in the windshield motion really helped me kind of get that more clean and precise look and lift the eyelid, definitely kind of giving me that more kind of the look that I thought I could never achieve. But just because I'm like, I don't like to bother, you know, the tapes and everything, it's just not my thing. But playing with this, I was like, yeah, let me give this a go. And I don't know, I didn't see it anywhere, just kind of went for it. Figured, why not? You know, when you're just trying different things, you're just like, start trying all of it. So right now, again, I'm kind of going a little bit deeper, only on one side, just so it doesn't get a little. And from here, I'm kind of pulling it inwards. Kind of like this, fluff, 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 but inwards. Kind of making sure that that line, that border stays like nice and tight. And then at this point, I can kind of go back and forth, but I know where to stop. Kind of going a little bit more. I'm gonna try to match the eyes. It's like once you kind of do one eye and you do the rest of it, it's like I a little bit forgot what I was doing. But I think I kind of have it. And then here I can kind of pat a bit more depth now that I kind of have more of that general shape. Now, I mean, Morphe kind of the eyeshadows are a bit more on the muddy side. I feel like when you go for the darker colors, you see it's like not the best blend, and especially because I do have more of a loose skin on my eyelids. I don't have fresh tight eyelids like a 16-year-old would. I mean, I'm not old, but it's just my skin's really dry. It's like insane dry. So at that point I kind of stopped and I was like, all right, let's see what else we got here. So then I went for that. Isn't that gorgeous? So with kind of shimmers and stuff like that, I skip the whole brush and spray because no matter what technique you use, your finger is always going to be the best way. So just kind of, especially if they're more on the, not powdery, crumbly, but kind of, you're just gonna, they need to be more pressed in and kind of applied this way. And you're gonna achieve that better with a finger, obviously. So same thing. It is hard when you have nails to kind of get that corner, but especially if you're using kind of going like that. But this is kind of what I was going for. You can roll with me on this one. I know, oh, not easy. So let me see if I can help myself here with something. Where's that other brush? So this is like a poofy but dense, very dense brush, just to kind of get to this area. I can do it on the right eye with my right hand, but with the right hand to the left eye, as you can tell, it's a bit awkward. All right, so not the best, but it doesn't matter. You don't always have to be very accurate because you're gonna go back with different brushes and it's all gonna work out. So then a little brush like this. I'm not even sure what the brand is, doesn't matter. Now I went for the really like intense, very like bright purple, and more dabbing, kind of patting it in and kind of building. We already have this area kind of with the darkness, but now I want that purple intensity to show up a little bit more. Kind of going on the side, right? See, they're starting to match a little bit. Also, like the light here, because like my window's from this side, so it will look different. I know, very not professional setup, but this whole entire room is going to be, well, eventually changing. I want to redo it a little bit. This is like my guest room, but I mean, guest room's supposed to be a guest room, not a hotel room. So right now it's like taking over the entire room, and it's not like we have guests every other day. So going back with this one and just kind of applying the first original shades just to kind of buff everything out. A little bit back on this side as well. So looking straight up, they do look the same, okay? Trust me. It's just the lighting. Actually, I can even maybe go back with a little bit. Let me get another fluffy brush. I like this one. It's another good fluffy brush with a little bit of that darker color. Kind of get it all around. And yeah, they do look the same. Boom, whoa, right? Oh. All right, so we got that part going. And then, so this is the part that I was kind of playing with different products. So I have this concealer from NARS and got it at like TJ Maxx. And this is this kind of consistency. So it's really hard, right? It's more for blemishes. Now, if you have really dry skin, anything like this is really not going to be your friend because it's already dry. The formula is a dry formula. It's not even gonna, it's not the fact that it's going to be a matte. It's just, you know, this is dry. This is liquid. So I was kind of wondering what I can use it for. Now, this concealer from Neutrogena has a bit of, you know, like a tinted moisturizer. Very light coverage, but I do like it because I'm not always a full medium coverage. Most of the time, I like it much on the lighter side. So I kind of bring it here, which I never do, but I was like, all right, let's roll with it. So it's really hydrating, but it's just it's a beautiful concealer. It's just remember, it's a really light coverage. And this is obviously the absolute opposite of that. So I kind of wanted to put it more in here because that's where I have the darkness. Right underneath the eyelash, I'm very dark there. And a little bit here on the area just to kind of blend them all together. Now, I really don't use a lot of concealers. I don't do the big V's and all that. Just, I personally don't find the need to it. And, oh my God. So I got like a few years ago a set for brushes from BH Cosmetics. It was just like this. Some of my absolute favorite brushes, like literally if they die, I'm gonna repurchase the entire set just for, there's like 3 specific brushes, 2 for concealer that I'm just like, I'm obsessed. They are better than any other brand that I've ever tried. I don't know, just the consistency, just everything about the bristles, the density, just everything. Now, right now, my skin is dry on another level. So I'm not really going to think about how it is emphasizing my dryness, because right now everything's going to emphasize my dryness. My dryness is on another level. It is Sahara Desert. It's bad. Like I'll wake up and it feels like I have a mud mask, you know, and you can barely like move your face. So that's kind of where we are right now. And this camera really shows it well. Like this is really good pixel. Yeah, this is really good camera. Great quality. Could be bad, could be good, but hey, we're keeping it real here. So at least now when I say that I have dry skin, you can actually be like, oh, damn, she really has dry skin, because I do. So, and honestly, concealers, I do love at the end patting it with my finger, like towards the end, because it will collect any kind of excess. The warmth of your skin is gonna like, it just sets it better than just brushes or beauty blenders. I always use tools, but at the end, I always kind of make sure everything's blended out better. All right, you see? Not bad, huh? The before and after. Oh. All right, so let's do the eyeliner. This is my favorite. I mean, definitely this one is my favorite. And I went through a few different ones, but this is the best. NYX Epic Ink Liner. I love it. It's just everything you need in an eyeliner. And it's a little brush, so it's so easy. Again, I'm not an eyeliner girl. I usually just make a very thin line, or try to keep it thin. But with the method that I did, because it kind of goes out, it's a little bit easier for me to find the direction for that wing. Or it's not even a wing, just like that little angle. Still doesn't match. It never matches. All right, so then you kind of grab a little bit of this again. And right here, just go in a straight line. Clean it up a little and bring it up. Yeah. Yeah, now it matches much better. See? Boom. Huge difference. I love it. I love, love, love it. Now I see why you want to do your eyes first, but it's, I mean, the method of doing your eyelid, your eyeshadow first works fabulously with dark shadows to create this kind of an effect. But if you're working with really light shades, you're not going to have a fallout that is really noticeable, nor you're going to really kind of create a noticeable effect of that lift. So it really doesn't matter. Plus, it's very rare that I do wear dark eyeshadow. So I used to be a party person, but you know, then I don't know, grew up. And I was over it. Got it out of my system. So this one, I love them. This line, how is it? How do you call it? The Lipstick Queen. I love their products. They have beautiful lipsticks, so many different finishes and formulas, but they're all like so good for your lips. Your lips are never dry or dehydrated. I mean, they're just really good with just the classic lipstick. I definitely love them and Maybelline. This side looks so much, oh, because it's a different lipstick. You see, because I did this side first and then I forgot. Where is the lipstick I did use eventually? Oh, I'm like, this looks different. It must be the light from the window. No, it's not. It is not the window's fault. Okay, so then I started with that one. Then I chose this one. This one is Bite Beauty Meringue. Just roll with it. It's like a pink nude. There we go. A bit better. Where's that little concealer brush? We had a little accident. You see, it's just the perfect brush, man, for corners, under the eye. Just, man, BH Cosmetics, you do some amazing brushes. Now, another thing with foundations and concealers, guys, I do not set them with powders. If I do, it is absolutely towards the very end. That would be my absolute last step, especially with the under eye, because when you go with the product, yes, this is a dry consistency, but even the mattest matte, the fullest coverage, when it comes in a tube, this is a liquid. It needs time to become that matte that it guarantees to be. But if you're applying it and then you're going straight with powder, you're messing with the formula, and you're applying an extra product on top of a kind of a more texturized area already. You don't need that. So, and the lines, you know, the product getting in the wrinkles and the lines, there's no concealer that isn't going to do that. The only time it doesn't do that is when the person is very young, or they just, I don't know, had eyelid surgery and they don't have those wrinkles. So if you have texture, it's like painting a wall. If you have a very flat wall, good, it's going to be very easy. My walls, by the way, I'm going to be painting them. They're covered in texture. It's going to be pain in the butt. So if you have a like a crack in the wall, right, you're going to have more of that paint rolling right in there. That's just normal. So what I do, I just do everything, all the rest, and I wait towards the very end and just dab the excess. Sometimes that's all you need. If you feel it's still a bit dewy even at the very end, okay, now you can set it, but you need so much less powder. Like if you not just going every single time, no matter what product, with the same amount of powder, think before you do. Different products set differently. They require different amounts of, I don't know, powder if you want, but don't just, you know, autopilot it just because that's what you do. Especially if you're trying different products. I mean, either way, moving on. Bronzer. This one, damn, I'm obsessed. I want to get a different shade, but I'm really obsessed about this. But this one is from Milani, the O2. This is the Sun-Kissed. This is their the Cool Tone bronzer, and I love it. You see, it doesn't look cool tone. It really, really doesn't. But I just love how it, and again, different colors and shades will look very different on different people and their skin tone, or even whatever foundation, you know, is it a peachy, is it a golden tone of foundation? It will pull different undertones from blushes, bronzers, even highlights. So something like that. And then I kind of take this brush and kind of go a little bit, hold it here, a little bit denser, and just kind of darken it this area a little bit. And towards the very kind of area of the hairline. See? But when I turn around, it doesn't look as intense as when I'm looking straight, because it is a cool tone and I do have a natural shadow. So it just makes that shadow look a little bit more when you're looking straight at me. And that's it. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I really like this product. It's, yeah. All right. And so this one is from Too Faced. It's their face palette. So I'm just gonna go with this middle kind of like nude blush tone. I love this palette. They have my favorite bronzers. Even the like very bright pink is not very intense when you actually apply it on your skin. My poor baby, he's sick today. He went down for his morning nap at like 9:30, and then he was just kind of like laying in his bed around like 11, melancholic, like not playing, not making any sounds. I went to pick him up and he was just burning, give him Tylenol, and then he started yelling and playing, and I was like, all right, you're good. You're good, buddy. But still, around in a couple of hours, I need to give him another Tylenol if he has the fever, obviously. But he ate, he drank water. He definitely needed mama and a lot of cuddling. So this is from Anastasia. This is their kind of weird highlights, but I figured I'll have one palette with weird highlights. I don't really use them a lot. So because of all the purples, I'm going for the Blue Moons, kind of like that purple. So I'm going to mix these two. And so this is going to be, it's a different application because it's a very different kind of highlight. So I'm not putting it on my cheek. I don't need purple on my cheek. But I am putting it right here in this corner. Kind of like this situation. All right. Taking off all the excess from the brush, and now I'm just kind of buffing it in. And then I'm going to go back to my face palette from Too Faced and get like a regular highlight, and that's going to go right in here. Just kind of plain, because why not? My husband's going to come home like, where are you going? Nowhere. just playing with makeup. I know it's crazy, but like, again, I was just playing with makeup. I was like, well, I never touched this. Let's see what this can do. But you can do this kind of explanation like with any kind of highlight. Just kind of put it right there in that corner. It's really cool. All right, a few last steps. So this is, who's this? From It Cosmetics. I love it. It's a very, like, I use this to fluff off, kind of do the under eye, lower eyelash shadow. But you see, like, I don't go heavy just because I already have another shadow here, so I don't need to double on that. But I kind of go in with the light shade that I used at the very beginning. Tap off a little bit and right on the outside. That's it. I'm not going all the way in, and I'm keeping this corner open. So when you close it, it kind of closes the eye. So it's a lot of like, makeup is visual effects. So the smallest adjustment, the smallest change of what you apply and how, the direction, what you open, what you keep closed, really is going to change a lot. So it's not like per structure of the eye, but like for me, that's kind of how I prefer it, just to keep that corner open. I don't have very big eyes. So, and that's kind of my method. So you see something like this, the way I applies it already, I'm gonna apply it on the a little bit more diffused. Then let's go like this is like the very bright purple. But when you mix them all, it just becomes a little bit more purple. Clean it off. And kind of smudge it underneath. All right, now mascara. I know I have like my pink, I don't know, no, not pink, what is it? Yellow, yeah, yellow. Sports bra. I love working out, but man, I know, like with this, staying at home and getting that motivation to work out, like I do, and I work out like almost every day, but I mean, these workouts are nothing even close to what I do in the gym, and that's really, really frustrating. Like the moment they open the gym, I'm moving in. Like I am setting camp. Even if I have to work out with a mask and gloves, I don't care. I'm going full force. So like it's just a freaking habit. It's such a bad habit. So if you're somebody that also does the lower eyelash, which is something I do, but it's bad habits, you want to start there, okay? Because then you're gonna go like this, and whatever you put on the top, boom, goes right on your eyelid. But and every time I do this, and I'm like, dang it. So on the bottom eyelash, I don't necessarily, even if I coat all of them, I really focus more on the outer corner, and I bring the eyelashes not straight down, but upwards, kind of in that direction. Let's put a little bit more on this side. So see, it kind of gives like that cat eye effect without creating that cat eye eyeliner, which obviously I cannot do for the life of me. But I tried, and it just looks really bad. But all right, but that's kind of the look, and that's pretty much how I do my evening eyeshadow makeup. But if I'm going out, or if I'm just like feeling ballsy, it's either a very kind of bam eye or a very intense lip. I love bright lips, but bright lip, I feel like it's the easiest one to do because it's all about the lipstick. You just apply lipstick, honestly, and that's it. And the rest is very subdued because this is doing all the job. But when you're doing the eye, then just kind of have fun with the eye, but you know, keep the rest very, like, for me at least. And again, it's like clothes. It looks different on different people, but for me, this kind of looks a bit better than just eye and very nude lip. And that's it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I like it. Yay, Morphe. Nailed it. With this palette, at least, I like it. Maybe a little bit purple on this side. Again, because I didn't put any primers. I love this. Man, I really like these purples. All right, this palette's gonna stay. Yeah, I love it. All right, I think this is my first tutorial, so to say. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one. Bye.